Lord of creation and Lord my life, Lord of the land and the sea. You were Lord of the heavens before there was time, and Lord of all lords you will be. We bow down and we worship you, Lord. We bow down and we worship you, Lord. We bow down and we worship you, Lord. Lord of all lords you will be. You are King of creation and King of my life, King of the land and the sea. You were King of the heavens before there was time, and King of all kings you will be. We bow down and we crown you the King. We bow down and we crown you the King. We bow down and we crown you the King. King of all kings you will be.
Good evening. More than likely your family's concerned. You're concerned for Donna, you're concerned for other members in the congregation, and you're concerned for the church itself. And that's a great thing. That means you love the church. You don't love the brick or the wood, the building. You love the people. And that's very admirable. Tonight I want to give you all something to think about as you gather together with your families, or as if this were a Wednesday night service. In fact, if you want to stop this video right now, pause it and go sing together for a little bit, or turn in your Bibles to Acts chapter 14, and please do so. I don't have very long here. I just want to share with you some things. So if you want to pause it, and go ahead and pause it, and we'll get back into it. As we look at Acts chapter 14, Paul and Barnabas had returned to Antioch from a great missionary journey. And they gathered the church together, and it says here in Acts chapter 14 and verse 27, "And when they arrived and gathered the church together, they declared all that God had done with them, and how he had opened a door of faith to the Gentiles." God may have opened a door that we might think is shut. Have you thought about that? I challenge you to keep an open perspective on things, and please stay positive rather than focus on the negative. If we wholeheartedly focus on something that's been shut, then we're not going to focus on what's being opened and what God is doing. Paul also said in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, in verse 8, 1 Corinthians 16:8. "But I will stay in Ephesus until Pentecost, for a wide door of effective work has been opened for me, and there are many adversaries." One person asked, that wide door, does that mean Paul was a big guy? No, that doesn't mean that. It means God is a great God. That's what it means. Look at what God did providentially in his care for Paul and for the church. He was looking ahead. God has a providential care over those in the cause of Christ, does he not? Does he providentially care? Does he look ahead? Does he open a door does he open doors we might think are shut? So who am I to think that God isn't looking ahead at an open door for us? But if we just focus on something that's being shut, then nothing's going to happen. So what you think might be shut, God may have opened. Did God open doors after World War II so people could go in and evangelize different places and locations that were struggling? Did God open the door 2 years ago when the two congregations merged together? And some might say, "Oh, that was bad. Why, leave them apart." God opened a door. So be careful how you see things, brethren. If you don't see an open door, you're not going to enter. What if we keep the right perspective during this pandemic and a great number of souls are saved, even when the building might be closed? Revelation 3:8 reminds me where the Lord said, "Behold, I have opened a door which no man can shut." Only the Lord can open it. No one can shut it. And so I don't want to say later, "Oops, Lord, I thought that because of this pandemic and because the doors of the building were closed, that I took that as an absolute negative or a negative absolute on my faith, and I did nothing." How many cards have been written during this time? I can tell you, there are some people filling them out every day. We ought to have rolls of stamps right now in our home. How many calls have you made? How many visits have you made? How many groceries have been left on people's porches, including my own, back when we had the virus? There's things being done by people out there who see this as an open door, and the open door mindset leads you to serve others. The closed door mindset leaves you with no service and negative. Which one do you have? Think about what we can do right now, not what we can't. I love you all, and for the short time that we're apart, we're going to stay united. And just as Paul said to the other congregations when he wrote to them how much he loved them, even though they were apart. So I want to encourage you, please remember, there could be some open doors right now. God bless you all, and please keep praying for those who are in need. Have a good night.